back to the Jack of All Trades. I'm Kent, handyman with a plan. This one's all about putting in an outlet for a TV or something you want mounted higher on the wall. Pretty easy project, anybody can do it. First thing you need to do is find your proper breaker, shut it off, and then take a piece of tape, write on there, keep off or something, and put it over the breaker. That will keep somebody from killing you, or at least giving you a bad shock. So let's look at our fake wall and we'll show you how to do it. Alright guys, for this project we're going to assume that there's an outlet down low and you want to hang a TV and you want your outlet behind the TV so you don't have a cord hanging down. Parts you're going to need. You're going to need a standard duplex receptacle or an inset receptacle if you want that style. And a cover plate if you need it. Then you're going to need what's known as an old work box. It's got these little tabs on it that will hold this box in the wall. The tools you're going to need are pretty simple. You're going to need a utility knife, wire strippers, a level, and possibly a jab saw or an oscillating tool. We're going to use an oscillating tool, but you don't have to. So the first thing we're going to do is pick our spot on the wall. Got my fake wall here. We've used this in other videos, so there's some patches and stuff, so I have to avoid those. So we're just going to go in this corner here. We're going to put our box against the wall. I'm going to use our level to make sure that it's nice and straight. And then we're just going to brace it. Needs to be a little bit longer so you can get your parts in. But that should do it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out our wall. Still stuck a little bit in the corner, so I'm just going to take the utility knife and clean up the corners. And we're going to slip our box in. Okay, I can see that I need to trim a little bit more. Not much, about 1/8 of an inch more. Alright, our box should fit now. Just make sure it slides in. Yep, okay. Good. Pull that back out. Easier said than done sometimes because of the little catch fits. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your lower outlet, pull your outlet out, and look at it. If you only have one wire on each side, you can just attach the new wires to the terminals. If you have two wires on each side, you're going to have to cut a section of wire off, get your black and white and bare ground wire out, and do some pigtails so you can connect the three wires. So then you're going to feed your new wire down the wall to your other outlet box, or up from the other outlet box up the wall. You want to keep them straight in line so you don't have to deal with any studs or anything. So straight up is best. Okay. You're most likely going to have one of two configurations in your box of your existing outlet. So this one has single circuit feeding the outlet. Alright, the other version you might see is with two hots and two neutrals, grounds tied together going here. If this is the case, if the first case, you bring your new wire into the box through one of the holes and you just connect to the other two screws. If it's this version, what you're going to have to do is use some jumper wires. So what you're going to do is take these four off. Straighten these back out, or cut them off and restrip them if they're long enough. Whichever works best for you. And then kind of try to get them organized. Tip that one up so it can go back in the box. Oh, not yet. It's going to be easier to feed this out of this box and up to the other one than it is the other way around. So I'm going to just go ahead and strip 6/8 inches of this. Carefully so I don't get the wires on the inside. Then I'm going to reach in here and get this wire out of the way. Go in here with my screwdriver, open up another one of these tabs so I can feed this into the wall and up to my new location. There we go. We'll strip approximately half to 5/8 of an inch of the wire. Help if my wall didn't move, but it does. So I'm going to take my whites together. Got my two existing, my new going up the wall. That one's a little long. We're gonna snip that one off a little bit. And a jumper wire. So we got these four. Get everything tucked in there nicely so there's plenty of room for the outlet. Connect your blacks or hot wires to the gold terminal. I like to screw in the loose one too. Your white or neutral. To the silver terminal. Bare copper to the green terminal. Then tuck everything back into the box, put it back together. In this case, we're just going to feed our wire in. You're going to want about 8 inches sticking through is what you're looking for. So then we will slide our old workbox into the wall, push our screws all the way in, grab a screwdriver, or in this case an impact driver, tighten these screws up. Grab a live battery. It helps. Now as you run these in, those little tabs are going to fold out. And I'll get you a picture of the backside when we get it done here. And you just want them snug. You don't want to crank down on these. All right. So we've got our wire. We're just going to strip that. Like I said, we want about 8 or so inches to work on. Just gently score it with your utility knife or a wire stripper. Then you can pull your sheathing back. Cut it off. Take off your paper. Then on the back of your outlet, it will have a stripping guide to tell you how much to strip off. It's about 5/8 of an inch. Is what's typically on these. Go ahead and strip your wire. Bend your loops in the end. Now, before I always connect the dead end first before I do the other end, just in case, so these wires don't become live for any reason. Again, we do point the hook in the direction that you're going to be tightening, and of course I put my screwdriver away. So the hook, as you tighten it, pulls the hook in. Neutral on the silver side, your hot wire on the gold or brass side, and your ground on your ground screw. As I mentioned in the how to replace an outlet video, it doesn't make a difference. There's no code on which way your outlets go. This way or this way. I explained in that video why, what the different pluses and minuses are for those. So we're just going to carefully fold our extra wire back into the box, push it in, line up our screws. Get one started. That's a variable speed trigger on your impact driver. You don't have to go full bore. In fact, I've got this one set on number 2 on the settings, and I'm just pulling the trigger enough to turn the screw. You don't have to be hammering away at this. That's on. Go ahead and put our cover plate on. If you want to make sure you look like a professional did it, don't just go, okay, that's tight, your line's crooked. Now, most professional electricians like to have it perfectly vertical. I like to be contrary, so I typically put all my screws at a 45, and I'll go around the whole room and adjust them to that. I'm just kidding. I do them vertical like everybody else. Alright guys, on the other end, you're going to tie your wires in, either with wire nuts and jumpers going out to the old outlet, or if there's only one set of wires in there, you can go to the screws on the old outlet. Either way works, but that will get you an outlet. And this one seems to be crooked. There we go. That will get you an outlet up behind your TV, so you don't have cables running down the wall. So there you go, guys. Outlet behind your TV, really easy to do, and anybody can do it. Just make sure you turn the power off, test the outlet you're coming off of, make sure it's off, get yourself one of these little testers. They're cheap, and they really work well. Be safe. Add that outlet behind your TV. You don't need to call an electrician to do this. If you're really uncomfortable with it, call an electrician. But this is something that you can easily do, and as long as you make your connections properly, like I showed you, you'll be good to go. Here's a view of those wings. You can see how they spin out and pinch against the wall, pulling the box tight. That box nice and tight, it's not going nowhere. And then this wire would run down to your other outlet.